I tear through this. Got the EVA foam to do on the sides, so that's what I'm going to do. Gonna cut me a few more pieces so I know I have enough. So, I think I'm just gonna beam them, kind of put them like beams, going up what would relatively be the center of this tile. So. Perfect. Now I do have the choice of like having that come in further. No, I'm gonna cut it off right there at the top. That is like nearly the perfect height. So we're just gonna do this side too. Oh, that sucked. Not bad, not bad. Let's see, do I have a smaller like cutoff piece I could use? No. I'll have to see if I have any left over. Oh, here's a nice piece. I wanted to try to get this to fold all the ways over this edge. So that looks like to be the perfect piece to do that. Again, just smearing off any excess hot glue. That's kind of how I do it. I'd rather have the hot glue smeared than a recognizable blob. I'm gonna go ahead and, while I'm here, try to strengthen these tiles up. Any of these gaps that are left. Try to get some hot glue in there. I will also spread PVA glue all over this when I do the texture. So that's no worries as far as getting getting all this stuff to stay down. I think that's my least That's the part of hot glue I don't like, is the fact that it sticks to my hands, it sticks to my fingernails and stuff, and then has these long tangly things that I'll drag across what I'm working on. But we're gonna keep on framing this up. Keep on keeping on. It has been a rather muggy day today. Not too hot, but down here it just gets so dank. It's kind of gross. It can be gross in the Underhive sometimes. That's nice. We're just going to keep fastening up all these EVA structure points that we built. Should only have a couple more to do after this one. Then we can move on to the next bit, which I have a few things I need to do. Okay. Looking good. Get that off of there. I'm wondering if I shouldn't run something right here. I feel like I really need one that runs all the ways this length. Maybe if I could just figure out some way to get wonder if I can't. Do a little reverse engineering with this. Whoa. Careful. So let's see if that does us something. Put a weird little lip on there. It does do something. Butts up right against something else. And does not look good. So maybe I can trim. There we go. That doesn't look bad. It's a horrible trimming job, but not too bad. I think might just get this some hot glue to cover up the cardboard in that gap, and I think that will that'll fill it really well. I don't think it needs more than that. Might need a couple layers of the hot glue, but cool. Okay, so I got those. I got all the straps done. I feel like a couple things. One, I should have some ladders coming in. I ordered some more of these. The ladders I made this out of. I ordered some more of these, so I'll be able to make a long one for this. But those won't be in for a little while, so I'll have to do without. But in the meantime, I can. Here, I'll show you. In the meantime, I can give you guys a little bit of a better view, maybe. Come on. Stay. Thank you. Okay, so that's a little bit better of a top-down view. I'm going to work on this a little bit. I was wondering about what I should do as far as flooring structure goes for this, or any sort of like building pieces or anything, and I haven't. There's 0 GW pieces on this right now, and that's fine with me. I don't need GW pieces, and if I don't have them, but I do like the industrial look of this, so I want to kind of add to it, and I feel like that might be the perfect size to put right there. So maybe I'll do a little kind of barricade around where the ladder is, so you can only access it to it from one side, or I mean you can always jump over the thing, but just so nobody falls down that. Not that that's going to matter because there's this edge right here, but whatever, we won't get into that. So I was thinking that maybe I should utilize this EVA foam a little bit more and do some grading or something. And that, I was thinking maybe I could achieve something relatively easy with this stuff. See how it comes out. This is like a screen. Meshing. Totally dig it. We're gonna just experiment with this up here on the top. I'm gonna let that cool, so because it's cloth-like, I try to let things that are super cloth-like cool a bit before I put any more hot glue on, because they have a tendency to just pull apart. I'm just gonna cut some more strips like this, not as thick as this EVA foam, probably half the size of that, so that I have some to run around the edges of this, because I feel like that will be a nice detail and a good way to glue this screen without having to get hot glue everywhere, because I don't like how the hot glue bubbles up from like granny grating, or anytime you try to glue mesh down, kind of bubbles up through the mesh. So I'm going to do this a little bit of an experiment to see if I can figure out a way to solve that bubbly mesh or bubbly granny grating hot glue issue. And it's not a huge issue. I found a way to like only glue around the sides so that not as much ends up bubbling up in the center, and you end up putting glue and texture all over it anyways, so it's not really a huge deal, but I'm just trying to get better. You know, you always want to try to progress your craft, right? Or at least produce new cool things, new ideas, as opposed to getting stuck in the same patterns and routines. Because that's easy to do. It is easy to get stuck into a pattern or a routine. It's harder to invent a new one. Let's see, can you guys... I'm so sorry about that. Maybe I can... Let's see this corner right here. Nope. There you go. But I think that's where I'm gonna start. I don't know. I'm gonna keep tacking this down real quick for a minute. Okay, I like that. I think I might try to do and find where the rest of that stuff went. Oh! So I have a pretty good sheet of it, so I can go ahead and do like another band of it. Might be cool. So just gonna put a little tack of hot glue over in this corner. Oh, see if I can't get it to stay there. Just for marking purposes, I'm having a hard time holding it at this angle, so that's gonna help me a lot. So let me find my marker. Awesome. Another thing I think I want to do before I actually put that down is I'm gonna put a couple just a couple of these paper straws in here to give it a little bit more of a finished effect. The only time that oops, oh my goodness. The only time that I like to leave that this corrugation exposed is when it's like ruined. If I'm trying to make something look relatively whole, I will cover all its holes. If that makes any sense. Okay, so there's just some paper straws. Just gonna mount those here. That'll give it a little bit more of a finished hatch looking. Next I'm gonna go back to this piece. I'm gonna cut it out. And this is literally just like window screening. I think I pulled it off of a busted window that was going into the garbage. The reason I do like it is because it's such a fine mesh. I don't even know if we can get you to see how small the squares are. That's a good, good representation of what size it would actually be if you were 28 millimeter. So I cut those little bits out. See if I did that right. Dang good. Dang good. Okay, so we're just gonna tack this down a little bit here. We're gonna do like a little bit of edge, EVA foam on the edge to really sell it. Awesome. Nice little texture, excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing these edge pieces. Just marking them with my fingernail. This EVA foam is pretty easy to just mark with your hand or your finger. awesome. I already like the way this looks. Just gonna continue along the back there. Man, there's something going up Hive, that's for sure. Tap dancing class or some shit. Hell is going on? Oh, it must be close to dinner time. We got the activity. All the down hivers are going up Hive. Just a little bit too long. So I am just eyeballing all these cuts. No need to get crazy OCD with it. I'll do that later when I turn off the camera. Oh, do a little weird surgery back here real quick. Okay. For some reason that corner just kept popping up, so I fixed it. Fixed it good. How much we got left? Not very much. And I can cut some more EVA foam if that's what I need to do. Cruising along here. It's coming out nice, putting a little texture up top too. So I don't want a boring platform. good, looking good. I think I'm just a little bit shy of EVA foam, so I'll cut another strip. Oh, will this piece fit? Just might. Just might. Good enough. Okay. So, flip it up so you guys can see. Do some texture here on the top. So far, just some grating, and which is made out of screen. It's still a little flopsy in places, so I am going to go ahead and cut up a couple more pieces of EVA foam. This time a little bit bigger. We're going to see. Just get a little bit more texture on here and glue this grating down a little bit better. Here, I'll prop it up so you can see. Nope, you just don't want to. This is a secret project now, all of a sudden, so. Oh. Do have to be careful with the EVA foam because you can easily pull it or twist it out of its fitting. Like you'll lay it down and the hot glue isn't quite dry, and so we're just texturing this up as much as I can with EVA foam and other little pieces just to get it to the point where I can start putting some glue and texture on it. Because I have a whole other piece that I started working on with this one, but it has kind of landed on the wayside. So I am going to have to switch back to that piece, hopefully sooner than later, because I got to get them both done to get the whole board done. So. I'm just trying to put a little pressure on these. They keep wanting to pull apart, and I don't like it. Sometimes you just gotta, take a moment and make sure you got the EVA foam adjusted to the right spot. And let the hot glue cool down a little bit. It's funny too, is every time I stop working on this, I'm like, man, I'm probably boring the crap out of people with my live stream. But every time I stop working on this, I'm like, man, I want to work on the project some more. And then I have to live stream because that's what I told myself, that if I'm going to work on this, I'm going to live stream it. So that's how it's been. Hopefully, it is giving individuals information and inspiration to delve into their recycling bin and build some scratch build stuff. It's always good fun. Clam, okay. Stay. Yeah. So there we go. That's I think how the texture of the top is gonna work out. When I get some PVA glue on here too, it'll help hold this down a little bit better. But that EVA foam is doing a decent job. The hot glue is being a pain in the butt, but what's new? What do I really need to get done on this? Besides figuring out what I want to do inside here, which I might just have to do next, because that kind of looks like where we're at. And starting to put scatter. I think it does need some more wires or something. I feel like there needs to be some more electronic components to it. So that's something, but then again, I can wait to do that and wire both of them up at the same time when I work on that other piece. So that's a thing. Just gonna go back through and make sure that all this EVA foam work I just did is actually working out. Let's see. How are we looking? Pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like a hospital again. I don't know really why. So maybe I need some electronics control panels here. I think I'll build that little guard space too. Don't have any plastic glue on me down here right now, so I'm pretty sure. Nope. So I'm just gonna start these with hot glue, and I'll come back with plastic glue and add it on later. And I think I actually have a solution to this whole debacle right here, which is bothering me. I'm just going to cut this EVA foam back a little bit so that these little GW pieces I'm going to use fit in there better. Because the EVA foam is really spongy and it's hard to get things to sit on it if they're only halfway on it. So we're just going to make it so they're not on it. Kind of eyeball measurement, see how this is going to land. Okay, it's weird, but I like it. It's not perfectly square, but it lines up nicely. So we got at least some sort of Games Workshop-y bit in there to, you know, match the aesthetic or whatever. I am going to dig in some more bits just to see if I can add in. Digging in bits, digging in bits. Some ASMR for people who don't get to dig in big piles of plastic often. You find a few ladders, which is awesome. I thought I had used all of them. Some more plastic straws that I used on the last time I built it, and I might try to get those in here just to recycle them and keep them in the flow of stuff. Right now I'm looking for a really stupid piece, and I found it. Awesome. Sometimes hard work and diligence does pay off. So I was just scraping through that whole thing to find this one little silly piece. But it is supposed to live right here to match the rest of the aesthetic. So gonna hit this guy with a hot glue, put him down right there, and we will make sure that all of this gets more secured with plastic glue And since that's upstairs, yeah, that was a little bit of a dad moment, but it paid off. I had the piece, okay? I actually didn't know if I had that piece. I um just knew that I had it once upon a time and that all of that crap went into that one box. So maybe I had that piece, and guess what? I did. So there. There. Are you saying that all terrain builders are just like have the dad issue somewhere along the lines? You probably aren't wrong. Would love to run some more like odd piping. Right? We need some more detail in here. It's weird. Uh, the cool thing about the Bindi straws is that you can do some easy, twisted conduit work around with them without having to do those crazy 45-degree angle cuts and all this weird angle cut crap that I was doing on this stuff, on the paper straws. Obviously, the paper straws aren't as bendy, so you have to figure out a way to make them work. I did grab out of that bit spin a nice little console piece too. I feel like there might be like some sort of, suppose I could just use the bendy part of it. Just thinking there, and then with like even just conduit going straight down there, the full one. So yeah, that's larger. No. I do like the idea I had, however the heck I had it all stuck together. I think it was this one. Should have left it there. I didn't like this, I just gotta figure out the right pattern. So I think I'll start with this piece because I can just get it done. I gotta add, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch to it. Sometimes you got to. So just gotta wrap it in a little foam, right? Wrap it in a little rubber. The EVA foam does come in handy for just this exact reason. But because it's so elastic, I really have to let it cool before I can do anything with it. Oh, and I did let it cool enough. That was a lot of hot glue I just got on my fingers. I'm good at this, I swear. Okay. Try that again. That's perfect. Hold it. I'm putting it there. Just gonna try to make like a that's still too long. Just another piping shape, conduit shape out of this twisty straw that is 10 years old. It got torn apart with this terrain last time I tore it apart, so might as well, just keep using it. And most of the time I try to put texture on the tubes, and I totally forgot to do that on this one. Maybe I'll put a band of something around the top, but can't believe I forgot about that. Usually I put something around the bottom too. That's alright. I have a plan of I really want to put a lot of hanging stuff down here that will catch the light shining from up or from down below. So I am going to use a piece of EVA foam for this, because I feel like it will it'll make it look just a little bit better having the EVA foam. It's sitting on the EVA foam as opposed to the grate. Maybe. Or I'm just making stuff up. Cool. Some pump system, you could use, you could put that light in here, which I'll do it again before the end of this video so that everyone can see the light again. But you could use the light to signify whether this thing has been turned on or off, and turning it on could alter other things on the yeah, you're right. Anybody who crafts probably does that. But so yeah, this is a good setup to add other weird other activities in the board, like turning this on starts the pumps that drain other areas or something. So that I like having that little switch up there. I really just kind of feel like there's a little bit of stucco to be done, and then some wiring, and I don't want to do the wiring until the stucco's done, because it's probably going to end up running right along that stuff. So what are we at? We're at 55. Why don't I do something? We can do some stuff. wonder if I can use the paper straws and the plastic straws together. Fortunately, they do not get along the best, do they? I would have to EVA foam every joint, but that looks ruckus as hell, and I like it. So another piece that fits it, almost fits it. So I'm just going to glue EVA foam around the joints of all these plastic and paper straws. I'm going to try to just glue it right to my fingers. No, it's not what I'm doing. I mean, it's what I'm doing, but it's not what I'm trying to do. Try to clean it up a little bit. I don't know. This is an experiment right here, just to show you how I work. I'm constantly experimenting. Almost every time I try to do a build, I try to experiment at least once. Most of the time, it ends up like experimenting the whole time I'm building, but just using techniques I've used before. So I don't even know if I need that longer one. I do like that sheds a little detail without taking over too much space. I need some things that are going to help kind of blend this little door in a little bit. So, you know, a pipe like that. Oops. Once again, gotta let it cool. Gotta let it cool. A pipe like that helps in all those regards. And I'll probably end up doing more of that, but I'm gonna stucco up these pieces real quick because that needs to happen for me to progress a little bit. If you've never had a stucco for your, just to add texture, it works really well to make a good concrete kind of texture. So I use it a lot. This knife is just a little bit big to get in here. But I think I can manage. Might have to get like a little, definitely gonna have to get a little spatula or something because I can't fit my knife very far in there. So check to see what I have. I don't think I have much, but I can always use a popsicle stick. Come on. I got that, and that sucks. So I would way rather use this. We're gonna get a little wet because it's porous. It'll suck the moisture out of the drywall or stucco or spackle or whatever you're using a lot quicker than the metal will. And using a, oh, sorry, totally grabbed the charger cord. Using a stick is the same technique as using a knife. And I normally don't texture the card, the corrugated plastic card. But I think I might throw a little texture on this stuff. because this is just a little bit flopsy, and the stucco actually strengthens everything that it covers. So let's try to clean this up a little bit. And obviously this is on the bottom, so I don't have to, it doesn't have to look really good. It will just add some nice texture and some structural integrity on the bottom. Oh, sorry, kind of got lost in the zen of drywalling there for a second. We're just gonna try to fix this seam right here too, maybe, or drop my drywall knife. Good. And go back and make this look real roughed up, and just hit it with an easy sand on the underneath part, and that will make it look very roughed up. I might, since I have this out too, just put some here. To strengthen the cardboard and change the texture a little bit. This will help match it to the rest of the board too, where a lot of the other pieces have either this tile texture or some stucco kind of concrete drywall texture. And I'll come back and clean up any of this that I don't like the way it looks, or I left a blob here or there. That'll all get cleaned up when I grab the sand paper. And I will probably do that off camera because I have to use the vacuum too, so it's loud and annoying, but that won't probably be till tomorrow morning. And hopefully I will be pretty much finished with this. So I'm glad I looked around. I thought it was done. And I can wait to do the wires. I'll wait on that till I do the wires on the next piece I'm working on. which I have started. I started them both at the same time because I was going to do 2 at a time. But every time I started the chat and asked, it was, oh, that's just not what I want to do at all. I was told to just keep working on this one, so that's what I did. But this is looking pretty good. It's okay if it's a little rough. It's got drywall everywhere, so it's gonna look like more splattered, dirty effect I was going for anyways. I am going to, like I said, make a bunch of stuff hanging down from this, so I might not even sand it, to be honest with you. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and let this dry so I don't put my hand in the spackle anymore, and log on out of here. Thank you everyone who stopped in. Thanks for everyone who watched. You can catch any of my videos on my channel if you want to catch one of my live streams live and ask me questions. Yeah, I think if you hit the bell, it does notifications. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how it gives you the notifications for when somebody goes live, but that might be a start. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. You all have a good night. I'll see you in tomorrow morning's live stream. Cool. Peace.